Hello, welcome to my channel everybody. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the year 2023. Now I did promise I'd come on and do it this week, so I thought it'd be good to get it to you guys. I am here with my doggos, however, as most of you know, I have two rescue dogs, Sprocket and this is Sophie, their brother and sister, and they can be a tad disruptive. So fingers crossed that they have a little sleep. We've been out mowing this morning again because we have a nice spring day here. So if you are new, please subscribe to my channel. I do pretty much daily prediction readings, mostly for the future, but some of my information can be current as well. So I will close my eyes and we'll see what's going to come up for 2023. Oh, are we ready to face it, guys? Oh, okay, let's see. Oh my God, they're showing me like, oh, this scurrying energy. There's people just scurrying, like there's a madness. There's people going this way, that way, that way, this way, that way. It's chaotic energy. Again, it's like showing me like is it Times Square? Where's Times Square? I don't know. But there's all these people. It's like when you get one of those pedestrian crossings where everyone can cross every which way in the street. I'm guessing that would be in New York that they can do that. And they're just going all different directions. So next year, I feel like people are going in all different directions. Now, let's see what this is about. Hang on. Oh, so what the guides are saying is people are trying to find direction in their life because they're lost. I would say this would be the sleepwalkers. I don't think it would be a lot of you if you're watching my channel. We're sort of finding clear direction, even though it's hard to navigate this reset agenda and what they're rolling out sometimes even for us. I do feel it's the sleepwalkers. Their waking up process is causing them a lot of confusion and chaos. And I did say this waking up process is very slow. It could go well into 2024. We already know that. So that's what we're getting next year, the super chaotic energy. I don't think it's for us. I don't think we're going to be in chaos. We've taught ourselves and given ourselves the skills of sort of remaining in that calmer energy and looking at things from afar and observing. So I'm getting that for us still. We're going to be doing a lot of observing of the clown show probably. But there's a lot more chaotic like clown show. It's almost showing me like, if you think, speaking of, it's showing me like a huge circus tent. We've had this before, but a huge circus tent. And it's almost like someone yells out like, fire, fire, run, fire. And it's like saying, someone's yelling out that the circus tent is on fire or there's a fire in one of the seats, and it's absolute chaos. Everybody just runs. They run for the exits. They crawl out from underneath the tents. There's this chaotic energy of everyone running. Let's hope it's from the clown show that's up on the stage. So I'm getting that. There's a lot of really chaotic energy next year. And it's not us. It's not us. We're outside the circus tent, which is always a good place to be, watching the show from afar. Okay, let's see where else we go with this. They're saying like people are even wanting their money back. It's like people have run from the show and the chaos and everything, and they've gone back to the ticket booth and they're wanting their money back. They're demanding their mony back. Let's hope this is around the jab wheel that they're wanting a refund on such a bad product, as all of us would agree with here. So I am getting next year that people aren't going to be happy because it's that kind of give us a refund. And this could even be about, as we always hope, the true information coming out with the CDC, Pfizer data, a lot of this stuff. People are going to be learning about this. They are. Next year is going to be the year where people are going to, this is what's happening. It's showing me their ears opening up. We've had the Dr. Spock ears before, and people are going to start to hear things. Like I said, information's, once the truth is out there, it starts to filter down to people and it lands in their lap. So I am feeling like next year people are going to discover the truth. And that's why I'm getting that sort of visual of the queuing up at the ticket booth for a refund, because they weren't given the correct information. They were given actually misinformation, as we would say on this channel. They were given the misinformation, and here's all of us getting screened for misinformation, and we're actually telling the truth, all us BS detectors who were labelled as pretty much everything. It's all coming to fruition. This is next year. So this is still a little bit of a journey. So stay strong, everybody. I'll see what else we get for next year. Now, this is a weird one. I'm getting the quote, flight or plight. So really, I would say for us next year, we would still be in flight. So we would stay off the radar still. I think that would be a wise place for us to be next year, just to stay out of range of government, still avoiding as much as we can to do with the narrative, the rollout agendas. But I'm getting for the sleepwalkers, it's about their plight. What direction are they going? Where are they being taken? Are they going to choose the path? They've got a lot of choices to make next year, and this is around every avenue of their life. So you've got to remember that these people who are the sleepwalkers haven't seen the reset agenda. They don't know what's involved. Gosh, I keep telling you guys that we don't know the half of what's involved. There's like a whole heap more in the iceberg analogy to the reset agenda. We talk about different carpets being rolled out, not just the reset red carpet. We talk about carpets with dollars on, there's special coloured carpets. There's all sorts of carpets that are being still rolled out that these people are just going to be discovering. You know, fortunately, we see a lot of things before they happen, and we have this way, I don't even know how, but we still have this knowing of things coming. But these people are going to be in a plight. Well, it's the word I'm getting is plight. It's an interesting word, that, isn't it? But we're still in flight, so we're off the radar still, and that's where we are. But these people are now, I've got to open this window, guys. It's very hot here today. At last, a little bit of spring weather. How nice. So they've got to choose their sort of plight, their direction and the path that they're taking now, because shit's getting really serious for them next year. This is next year. I think we're all going to roll along at the end of this year. Even come January, February, people are too busy with getting back to school, holidays, all sorts of things like that. But I do feel, boom, everything's going to take off again come, I'd say March. All the reset stuff's going to come out even more and more and more. It's just going to be like a waterfall, showing me like a big waterfall, Niagara Falls again, just pouring everything out, pouring all their reset out. Because, see, what you got to remember at the moment is they're doing all the setups. These are the global elites and these people that are running the show. They're doing all the setups at the moment. I told you they've had to go back. They've had a few hiccups and hurdles. It hasn't gone smooth. And they've had to go back and rebuild their foundations and make their foundations of the reset stronger. Because what you have written in a book doesn't always necessarily go to plan when the people aren't involved in the situation. Because, of course, you haven't got the approval of the people. So they're still doing all their setups. They're still laying the foundations, trying to give the illusion to people that they're the ones making a difference. You're the ones that are helping the environment, blah, blah, blah. We know how it goes on this channel. So that's what I'm definitely getting next year. Things are going to speed up and we're going to get that real, I'd say March, April, there'll be the big waterfall. And that's when, that's when it's going to just come just crashing down on people. It is. I mean, people are being taken down now. We know a lot of people are struggling, but this is going to be the big reality, is just going to hit these people really hard. That's what they're saying about the water just heavily coming down on people. That's the image I'm getting, people standing under like Niagara Falls. And if you think of Niagara Falls like coming down and falling on you, all that massive water, that's going to pretty much break you. Not only break you, probably your bones, but this isn't literally, this is just, but break your spirit. It's going to break people's spirit, what's happening to them, and the reality that they're having to face, because as we know here, all the conspiracies are coming to fruition. And I keep telling you that a lot of these sleepwalkers are in the denial suits. I call them denial suits, but they're in their denial bubbles or whatever you want. They're looking away because they don't want it to be true. Of course not. But unfortunately it is true, and it's still coming at them. So I'm getting that for 2023. But we're still in flight. I could have some tea. Sorry, guys. Oh, I love a good cup of tea. It's so nice, even on a hot day, isn't it? I do love my coffee too. I have one every morning. But I do enjoy a nice cup of tea. I'm sure some of you over there are enjoying your nice cups of teas and hot chocolates and things at the moment with winter. You always tell me about. I'll just see where else we go with this today. But yes, I'm getting us in flight. They're still showing me the eagle soaring. We're still soaring above these things, and we're observing rather from afar and from a very high altitude, almost like the mountain top. But we're like the eagle soaring and just observing. We're staying out of trouble in 2023. That's my advice to you guys out there watching this video. I'll see where else we go today. Yeah, I'm getting England. England will be fast tracking. I said you're getting put back on the political map now. So England, you're fast tracking. There's a lot coming to you guys. Next year's going to be a really big year. You're going to have these like big global commitments around commodities, providing services and goods to other countries. You're really going to be up there now. I do feel that. I feel like England's going to be sort of taking back its power and taking charge of itself again. And I don't mean with the royals. I feel like the royals are getting really, to be honest, even over there, I feel like they're being really pushed aside next year. People are disconnecting from the royals. I kind of keep saying that, but I am getting that whole, there is a big disconnect with the royals. See, there's no respect there. People don't respect Charles, and well, we know that Harry and Meghan aren't doing themselves many favours, are they, at the moment? So there's a big disrespect for the royals, and people are pushing away from it. I am getting that for you guys next year. The royals are going to have to take a back seat. Oh, they won't like that, will they? Charles won't be liking having to take a back seat. Although he's a bit sneaky with his reset, isn't he? And the things he wants, climate change agendas. He sort of does sometimes take a step back, but I am getting that the royals will be, they won't be forgotten, but they will be put in the back seat. I'm getting that for the royals, because no one's the queen. See, no one's the queen, and this is globally too. People just don't see Charles or Camilla or anyone like the queen. No one's on that level as the queen. So I am getting that sort of, it's not really squashing's not the word, just the diminishing of the royals now. It's like they, even though we know they probably do have a lot of power and say in things, but they don't have that power and strength that they used to have from a very big global perspective anymore. It's just, it's going downhill. That's next year. I'd say Meghan and Harry could have a lot to do with that as well. I'll see where else we go today. I'm getting China next year. China's going to be really forthcoming with its military action. And I don't necessarily mean that they're going to create war and it's all going to happen and it's all so scary. That's not what I mean. I mean China's going to still be threatening. I feel like China's going to be threatening. Look at the army we've got. Look at the power we've got. They're going to release a lot of this visual evidence of their military and their army. I feel like they're going to show they've got these new tankers. It might even be submarines. Their naval structures, you know, being outside Australian waters again or wherever, intimidating the world. I feel like China's going to be wanting next year to intimidate the world. I don't think they're going to actually come into action though. I feel like it's all just this intimidation to try and carry power. We know China's up there at the top and they want power, but they feel like they can do it just with, their energy. They feel like they can just do it by their presence because they feel this is how they view themselves, that they're very big, strong and powerful. And if they just show their presence, that's enough to scare people. And that's what I'm getting for China next year. They're going to really sort of, it's showing me stamping, like putting a stamp on paper. They're going to really stamp their authority is the word I'm getting for, to a lot of countries. I get Australia, maybe England, America, anywhere that they can sort of try and assert their dominance. I feel like China's going to really push with that. But it's I'm not seeing war. I'm just seeing like stamping a piece of paper and trying to be powerful on paper and in the visual cues. I'll see where else we go. Getting Germany. Germany's having a very big collapse. I keep saying in my readings lately that Germany, people are standing up. They don't want to go back in history. They don't want to relive their past. They don't want to be sort of put in that category of that ever again. This is the little people and the peasants in Germany. But I am getting a huge collapse and a huge rebuild in Germany next year. And I do believe that the people are really fighting back against the narrative. They really don't want it. So I do feel in Germany there could be a collapse. Oh, wouldn't that be nice, of this big reset? Because we know how much they're pushing it. But I do feel that there could be some collapses around the agenda rollout. Oh, that would be so good, wouldn't it? So I am getting this like collapsing energy in a rebuild. And it's not building back better rebuild. It's a different rebuild. It's building back to the way the people want. I am getting that for Germany. Oh, fingers crossed over there, guys. I hope it's true for you. Or anyone living in that area. Let us kind of know what's going on, because we really don't see anything on our feeds. As we know, the algorithms rather take everything. So that's what I'm seeing for Germany. I'm seeing huge fight backs. I am. People don't want it over there. That's a good thing. Let's see where else we go. God, they're showing me the domino effect. So if you think of dominoes standing up and then one gets pushed and then they all fall over. This was like the Ottawa truckers movement. The Ottawa people stood up and then they just knocked everything over. They knocked all the reset, the easy global rollout agenda over in all countries: New Zealand, Germany, France, Belgium, Munich, New Zealand, Greece, Italy, everywhere. It put the spotlight on things, and that's what the domino effect is. It's putting the spotlight on things. So I'm feeling next year the spotlights are really coming on. The spotlights are really coming on. And I'm getting that it's like when you're trying to grow something and you have to you get the daylight, but then sometimes if that people are growing something, we know what people put the lights on sometimes when they're growing them in a hydroponic system. But what I'm saying is they put the lights on at night to help things to grow. So I feel like with the global reset, the lights are going to be on like 24/7 on the global reset, because I keep saying people are going to be seeing, they are. Next year, heaps of people are going to be waking up. Heaps of people are going to be seeing it, because the guides are saying the lights are going to be on 24 hours a day. When the sun goes down, boom, the spotlight's going to go on. So I feel like it's not like the agenda's going to be hidden for half the time kind of thing. So I feel like when these the truths start to come out and the conspiracies and all that, they're going to be out all the time, just circulating, and people are going to see them. And maybe that means they're taking like their rose-colored glasses, these sleepwalkers will be tossed now, and they'll really start to see clearer, and the veils will all be lifted, and the information will be right in their face, and they're not going to be able to not see it, because it's going to be exposed. Oh, let's hope so. So I'm getting that spotlight will be on all the time, 24 hours a day. So the information's always going to be available for people to find. Let's hope they can find it. Oh, my puppies are so tired today. Let's see where else we go today. God, I'm getting a little island here called Fraser Island. It's a little island it's kind of off Noosa up the coast here near Brisbane. And it's a sand mining island, but for some reason I'm getting that there's going to be more mining happening there. I wonder if there's some sort of product they need for electric cars. If anyone knows, let me know out there. But I am getting that there's going to be more mining on Fraser Island, more mining on Stradbroke Island. As much as these islands are kind of protected because they do have a lot of Australian species growing, for some reason I'm getting those kind of islands up there. There's going to be more like mining. I'll have to look into that further, guys. Leave that with me. That might have to be continued, but I am getting that next year. And I do feel like there'll be people protesting those things as well over there. Look, these are only small places, but they're still significant sometimes in this reset journey, because sometimes what's going on somewhere might start there, like the domino effect, and then starts happening somewhere else. So it's still relatable for anyone watching. Doesn't matter where you're living out there. But I know they were used for, they've got great big sand dunes. They're very, and they have a lot of people living on these islands too. So I am getting that people will fight back in these areas next year. I am getting that because they don't want to lose their, well, we often talk here about the beautiful islands getting taken over. And again, they don't want to lose their beautiful bit of peace in the world, I guess you could say. Some of these places, I've been to Fraser Island, it's absolutely gorgeous. You have to have a four-wheel drive to actually go there too, because you have to drive on the beaches. It's very beautiful. Look it up if you haven't seen Fraser Island. They got dingoes. It's like a really incredible place. I've camped there a few times actually. It's amazing. And it's just a very remote and beautiful place. It's got some beautiful resorts too, which the elites would stay at, I'm sure. So I'm getting that for next year. There could be a little bit of fight backs. Oh, here he is. A little bit of fight backs in these areas with the local people standing up. And this could end up being globally too. But at the moment, it's getting Fraser Island, Stradbroke Island. Is it Moreton Bay? They're around Moreton Bay, I think they are. If anyone knows anything about that, leave it down below and let us know. But I'm getting that for next year. Let's see. Gosh, I was saying in a video today that there's going to be a lot more flooding up in North Queensland here in Australia. I'm getting a little bit of Australia today, guys. This is for next year. I'm getting there's going to be a lot more crocodile hunting going on and a lot more crocodile reserves being open. I do feel that, as we all know here and we discuss regularly on my channel, there seems to be a lot of, well, we can't confirm it, but is there or not weather manipulation? But there's a lot of excess water. We've had huge amounts of flooding here. I know overseas you guys have had things too. Lots of rain, lots of flooding. And I'm getting this, that when these this is up north, top of Queensland, it's a crocodile infested areas. When the waters rise, you get a lot more crocodiles and things. You would get snakes and everything. I mean, that's even happened here in Eugowra and Lismore. Animals sort of get displaced. So I am getting there's going to be a lot more rain. So feeling a lot more rain up there, but it's going to displace a lot of the crocodile ecosystem kind of thing, is that what you call it, where they live and their food supplies, and things are going to change a bit. So I'm getting these crocodile reserves are going to come along to try and rescue and protect a lot of these crocodiles that are now being found in more suburban kind of areas. So it'll become a safety thing that they build these reserves. So I'm getting these crocodile reserves, and that could happen overseas too for you guys too. If you're finding you're getting abnormal amounts of flooding, it does disrupt and change their feeding patterns and all these kind of things. Could be alligators overseas, wherever you guys are, but I am getting that these weather patterns really affect animals as well, not just people. Let's see what else we get for next year. Oh God, of course we have to get back to the jab wheel, don't we? I'm getting there is absolutely no herd immunity at all. I told you the CV virus isn't finished yet, and it isn't. We're still getting, people are still getting updates. You know, they don't build Moderna factories in Canada and Australia for no reason. So we know that these viruses are going to continue. There'll be more variants. Next year, there will definitely be more variants. This is going to go on and on and on. Oh, God. I'm just getting that. There's no herd immunity. And they're going to use the excuse that because the CV changes itself up so much and attaches to different things, then they have to create the new picky, as we know. We won't say the word here because we do get squashed down the algorithms if we use too much alarm words for the government. But I am getting that they're going to have to create all these new pickies, which is probably the same picky, or we don't even know, is it a placebo? Is it even got anything in it? Although some of the side effects will be coming out. There'll be more and more of those into next year. But I am getting that there's no herd immunity, so they have to come out with the new story all the time. You have to start from scratch again. So protect your family, just like Fauci said the other night on his pretty much final speech. Please go and get the picky and protect your family and do the right thing. So they're still going to get rewarded. This will go into well into next year. Same old, we're used to it, aren't we? Let's see what else we get. Oh, I'm getting these, I'm getting those GoFundMe, like apps or whatever they are. They're going to become a bit obsolete, I think. They're not really working, are they? If you think about it, they can be used as a tool and a weapon against the little people, as we know, as you guys know, in Canada. That did, oh, there he is. He's going to say hello. Do you want to say hello to everybody? Hey? He likes to be on camera, doesn't he? He's tired today. He's very tired. So I'm getting that they're going to become like a thing of the past, which is really sad because some of those things are really valuable to people who have had terrible accidents or who have lost parents. Oh, got to hold his hand. You know that I do. He's always got to hold my hand. Gets a bit of attention that way. Oh, and the other hand. Sorry, guys. Oh, I love him. He's a funny old boof. So I am getting that these fundraising platforms are going to become like a thing of the past. That's sad, isn't it? It really is. What happened in Ottawa was just a disgrace. It really was. And then to freeze people's bank accounts that had donated to it. So I think what the guides are also saying is that a lot of people aren't going to support the GoFundMe pages or whatever other similar sort of things like that. People are going to stop putting into them. We had actually a big one happen here during the fires. You guys might know about it. And it was this comedian, and she set up a GoFundMe page for, it just reminds me of that, for the people, the bushfire victims here in Australia down south. And they raised millions and millions and millions and millions. It was a crazy amount. It was absolutely crazy. No, froze it. There was a little clause in the contract that the little people couldn't get the money because she'd said something about for the RFS, which is the Rural Fire Service or something. So all the money went to like the government fire departments who already get funding and everything anyway. So the little people down there, I can tell you now, are still living in tents and caravans, half of them. What, years later? So this is where people are losing heart in those programs now. So I do feel like these things, they're not going to be that supported anymore because people aren't trusting where the money's going to end up. Like if we donate to a GoFundMe or whatever it is, where's that money end up? Is it going to end up in that person's pocket? Even here with the flooding, a lot of people now in Australia with the recent floods, I told you about my husband's floods in Ugara and how a lot of his friends, we donated money directly into their bank accounts because we just thought that's the only way we could get money to them is to put it directly into their account. So if you know someone who can go there and actually give it to them, or you can donate things, it's probably better to do that rather than put them in GoFundMe. So I think that's why they're starting to just fizzle out now. People are seeing that government can control this a lot, as we know. And you know, where's it all go to? Probably in the CEO pockets of a few of these mobs. We wouldn't even know, would we? Get lied to that often. I'll see what else we get next year. Hang on a minute. Oh, Spocky. I'm getting that school systems are changing. They're going to be changing. See, I keep saying that's like part of the reset. We always talk here about there's the Great Reset, part 1, and then there's more. There's like the Great Reset part 2. There's probably even, there could even be 4 or 5. We wouldn't know either. But I'm feeling like in that second book, this is about the schooling. We talked about religion, starting to be introduced, different forms of religion to do with the global reset. And I feel like next year we're going to start to see big changes. Oh, sorry guys. Every time I say the word reset, I seem to get tired and want to yawn because it's dragging on, isn't it? I'm getting that schooling systems are going to start to change. We're going to start to see big differences in the schooling systems. And this could be right through from like kinder to uni. There's going to be real changes. It's almost like they're going to condense things and squash it and make it shorter. Now that's interesting, isn't it? So your schooling life, it's sort of saying, which some kids might, well, some people might like, your schooling life's going to become shorter. So it's like they're going to take you, do the schooling earlier, so maybe from like 3 or 4, and then you're going to finish school earlier. So we know that in New Zealand, just saying, they're looking at allowing 16-year-old kids to vote, which is very interesting. We were talking about that this morning, my husband and I, how they're wanting to get the young generation to start voting because they know that they love all the digitally reset-y kind of stuff. So they can take a big handful of their votes, see, moving forward. So I am feeling that this school setting's probably going to change. I would say this is globally. I'd still say this is part of the reset. There's some sort of global change around the schooling systems. And we'll probably know more about that next year, where that's headed and where it's going and what they're planning on doing. We know they indoctrinate a lot at school, so school's very important to their reset going forward. Let's see what else we get today. Oh yeah, climate change be high on the agenda. High, getting higher. Not as high as us, the eagle above it. But climate change is definitely high on the agenda again next year. It's going to be all go. Sit down, Spocky. It's all right, sit. And let's see what we get with this. But it's saying there's going to be some climate change fiascos. So some of the things they're implementing and trying to put out aren't going to be viable. I am getting visuals of the windmill energy things. They're not that viable. I'm getting a lot of these things that they're saying and doing aren't really going to fix the problem. As we know, it's all BS and garbage anyway. But a lot of this next year is going to come out, a lot of the truths around. See, this is what I keep saying about people waking up. There's a lot of people that work in these industries that know what they're being fed is BS. There's a lot of intelligent engineers, people who have studied special programming and all this sort of stuff, who are like, huh? What are these government leaders talking about? Example, that fool here in Australia, Chris Bowen, a complete clown who has no idea what he's talking about bringing in all the electric cars by certain dates and all this stuff. I know you guys are experiencing this globally too, and there's no infrastructure set in place. So, you know, this is just the stupidity of all this moving forward. So next year there's going to be a lot of this fiasco and just collapsing of their climate change agendas because their goals are unrealistic. So I'm getting that globally too. That's going to happen a lot next year, and the truths will start to come out like, well, that's, you know, I always talk here about the batteries in all the electric cars. Do people know the cost of a battery for an electric car? It's like crazy amount of money, isn't it? Like $18,000 or something like that. I don't even really know. But everything to do with electric cars is expensive. My sister's had an electric car. I'm sure some of you out there have got them or had them, and the parts are so expensive. You've got to be able to maintain that as well. So these are the things that are going to come out next year. It's called the truths of the BS and garbage that they're spoon feeding everybody. Why do people swallow that stuff down? I don't understand. Why don't they just close their mouth like us? That's what we do. We go, no thanks. And we don't take their medicine. I'll see what else we get today, if there's something to close with. I'm getting this song today. Oh, I'm getting a song. Sometimes on my channel, guys, we often get a song. And this is about 2023. And I'm just trying to... I don't know who the band is, guys. You know, I'm really bad with the band names or whatever. But I am getting... I want to run so far away. I couldn't get away. I'm getting this song, Run. And I run so far away. I couldn't get away. What is that song, guys? Hang on, I'm going to have some tea. My singing voice isn't at its best today. It's like torturing all you people, isn't it? Having to listen to my singing voice. I don't know who sings it. So basically next year, and this is what I'm going to leave you with, is people are running away. They're running away from government. They're running away from the BS. And they're running as far away as possible from their government. They are. And that's why we're getting this song, I want to run. I wish I knew who sang it. So far away, I gotta get away. It's such a great song. I think it's from the 80s, guys. So if you're young on here, go check it out. I want to run and hide. Oh, no, run and hide away. Oh, I've got to look that song up now. Just let me see if there's anything else to close with today. That's a good thing if they're running from government. That's next year. God, they're giving me an Australian crawl song actually to finish off with, and it's called The Boys Light Up. And I got the feeling, this is getting back to what I said in the beginning of this video, it's when the spotlight comes on, when the boys light up, when the boys light up. It's a song, it's an Aussie crawl, it's by Aussie Crawl, it is an Aussie song, but you guys all have fun. James Rain, he's a bit of a groover in that band. They were a great band, Aussie Crawl, everybody loved them, they were like a really, just a cool band. So I'm getting that song, When the Boys Light Up. So I'm going to leave you with that today. Let's hope it's when the reset spotlight goes on the reset. That's what's going to light up. And that's what I'm going to leave you with for 2023, When the Boys Light Up by Aussie Crawl. Let's go check it out and see what the words are. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that today. That's my reading for 2023. It's just a little bit of information. As I said, I do daily videos, so if you want to check any of those out, get some current predictions globally, please do that. Subscribe, hit the like buttons, guys. Leave me comments. I love hearing from you. At the moment, here's people standing up, so keep feeding me that too, because strikes, people protesting, that's the sleepwalkers standing up against government and tyranny and becoming dictatorships, as we know here on my channel. So keep flying, everyone, like the eagle and observing everything from afar, and I will talk to you very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye. Have a wonderful day. Bye.